Language is the thread that weaves humanity together. It's how we express our thoughts, tell our stories, and connect across generations. But have you ever wondered, where did it all begin? How have words changed over time? Long before written words, humans relied on gestures, sounds, and basic symbols to communicate. From these humble beginnings, proto-languages were born, primitive, yet foundational systems of communication that gave rise to the languages we know today. Words don't just appear, they evolve. Over centuries, migration, trade, and cultural exchange shaped languages, creating new words and transforming old ones. Take, for example, the Latin word mater, which evolved into mother in English, madre in Spanish, and mère in French. Culture is a powerful force in shaping language. Shakespeare alone contributed over 1,700 words to English. And today, cultural phenomena like music, movies, and even memes introduce new slang and idioms that spread across the globe. From the invention of the printing press to the rise of the internet, technology has revolutionized how we use and adapt language. Even today, emojis and abbreviations like LOL reflect how language is shaped by our tools and habits. Words are not static, they shift in meaning over time. Awful, for instance, once described something inspiring awe. Meanwhile, some languages fade into history, while others, like Hebrew, are revived, showing how dynamic language truly is. In our interconnected world, languages are blending like never before. English has become a global lingua franca, but local dialects and indigenous languages still thrive, each holding unique stories and traditions. What will language look like in 100 years? Did you know the word robot comes from the Czech word robota, meaning forced labor? Language history is full of surprises. How many can you guess? Language is alive. It grows, adapts, and reflects who we are. As we move forward, every word we use carries the legacy of those who came before us. So let's celebrate the beauty and power of language, one word at a time. But language is not just a tool for communication, it's also a mirror of human creativity and adaptability. Across time and cultures, languages have transformed to suit the needs of the people who use them. For example, did you know that the word alphabet comes from the first two letters of the Greek alphabet, alpha, pho, and beta? It's a reminder of how languages build upon one another, borrowing and evolving across generations. Languages are like sponges. They absorb words and ideas from one another, especially during times of migration, exploration, and trade. For instance, the English language has borrowed extensively from other tongues. Here are just a few examples. Chocolate comes from the Nahuatl word zocolotl, used by the Aztecs. Ketchup has its roots in the Chinese word ketchup, a type of fermented fish sauce. Safari originates from the Swahili word safiri, meaning journey, which itself is derived from Arabic. Even words that feel quintessentially English often have foreign origins. The French influence on English after the Norman conquest of 1066 introduced words like justice, beef, and castle. Languages aren't just about words, they're about sounds too. The variety of sounds across the world's languages is astounding. For instance, the Kung language of Southern Africa is known for its click sounds, which are almost entirely absent from most other languages. Meanwhile, tonal languages like Mandarin Chinese use pitch to convey meaning, so a single syllable can mean vastly different things depending on how it's spoken. Interestingly, the sound systems of languages can also influence how we perceive the world. Studies have shown that speakers of languages with more nuanced vowel sounds, like Finnish, are better at distinguishing between subtle differences in pitch. While some languages dominate the world stage, many are in danger of disappearing. Out of the approximately 7,000 languages spoken today, it's estimated that nearly 40% are endangered, with fewer than 1,000 speakers each. Consider the Ainu language of Japan or the Kusunda language of Nepal. Both have fewer than a dozen fluent speakers remaining, but efforts to preserve and revive endangered languages are gaining momentum. Technology is playing a big role here, with apps, podcasts, and even AI being used to document and teach languages that are at risk of extinction. Preserving these languages isn't just about saving words, it's about saving unique ways of seeing the world. For example, the native Hawaiian word aloha conveys much more than hello or goodbye. It embodies a spirit of love, peace, and compassion. Did you know that the world's longest alphabet belongs to the Khmer language of Cambodia, with 74 letters? Or that the shortest alphabet is in Rotokas, a language spoken in Papua New Guinea with only 12 letters. Another fun fact, the most widely spoken constructed language, meaning one that was deliberately created, is Esperanto. Designed in the late 19th century to foster international communication, Esperanto never became a global lingua franca, but it still has a passionate community of speakers today. And then there's the question of what the longest word is. In English, one of the contenders is the chemical name for the protein titin, which has 189,819 letters and takes over 3 hours to pronounce. Of course, nobody actually uses the full word. It's simply a curiosity of linguistic extremes. As technology advances, so does language. The internet has introduced entirely new ways of writing and speaking. Consider how hashtags, @mentions, and abbreviations like DM, direct message, have become second nature in digital communication. But it's not just about the words we type. Technology has given rise to new forms of spoken language too. Voice assistants like Siri and Alexa have made conversational AI a part of daily life. These systems rely on natural language processing, a field of computer science dedicated to teaching machines how to understand and generate human language. Interestingly, studies show that people tend to speak more clearly and slowly when talking to a voice assistant, a phenomenon researchers call machine register. This is yet another example of how language adapts to our tools and environments. As we look to the future, one big question looms. Will technology lead to the rise of a universal language? English is already a global lingua franca, but hybrid languages like Spanglish, a mix of Spanish and English, and Hinglish, Hindi and English, are also gaining popularity. Meanwhile, artificial intelligence is already shaping the way we communicate. Translation tools like Google Translate are improving rapidly, bringing us closer to real-time, seamless communication across languages. But there's still something uniquely human about the nuances of expression, tone, humor, and context that machines struggle to replicate. In 100 years, will we still speak the languages we know today? Or will new languages emerge to reflect a future we can't yet imagine? Language is alive. It grows, adapts, and reflects who we are. It's a living record of our collective history, from ancient cave paintings to the latest viral meme. As we move forward, let's not forget the power and beauty of the words we use. Every phrase, every sentence carries the legacy of those who came before us. And with each new word we create, we're shaping the world for those who come after us. So, whether it's a whispered, "I love you," a text message, or a speech to a crowd, remember, language isn't just a tool, it's the story of humanity itself. Let's celebrate the beauty and power of language. One word, one story, and one connection at a time.